I have lived long enough to see the same eyes in different people. I see your eyes. I know your eyes. Follow me.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
My nerd world.
So it's Sunday morning. I am sitting at my desk doing my Sunday routine, and I happen to go, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I haven't gone online and really checked to see if there's any new, Star Wars stuff out there. I did last night before I went to bed, but, usually I go and I check the Reddit leaks page to see if anything new has popped up. And much like what happened earlier in the week, I landed on the Reddit leaks Star Wars page within minutes of this TV spot that dropped this morning for The Force Awakens. And again, it's not just a TV spot. I mean, it's another 30 seconds with a bunch of new footage and dialogue that starts to go and change everything. J.J. Abrams saying that we weren't going to get another trailer. The dude is full of it. This is really what I expected was going to happen all along. I thought that this was going to start happening a lot sooner. And being a talk show host, I have a running joke on my radio show that there is regular time, and then there is a radio host to talk show host time. And the radio host and talk show host want things to happen a lot quicker because you want to get the information out there, you want to cover it, you want everything to sort of have a beginning, middle, and end, and you want to be able to move on before the next show starts. So when it comes to Star Wars, it's much in the same way. All these trailers and now TV spots that are dropping and this new information and commercials, I expected that this was going to happen. I just thought it was going to happen, back like around Force Friday. I had no idea that this would take as long to get where we are now, but it's apparently game on, and it's amazing. So I don't want to waste any time on this. This 33 seconds of a TV spot really shows a lot, and a lot of stuff that we haven't seen, and certainly a lot that we haven't heard. And this was always my intention when it came to doing My Nerd World and the podcasts, is that I wanted to be able to have the ability that then when there was something big in the fandom and I had the chance, I could immediately hop online and upload, record, and put out there a podcast covering it, because that's the kind of thing that I want. I want to be able to go out there and hear people's thoughts on it. And so this totally provided me the opportunity to do that this morning. So here's what we'll do. We'll cover this trailer like we've done the other trailers. I'll play you the entire trailer again in its entirety, and then we'll go through the whole thing. And this one we're actually going to go somewhat shot by shot, because there's some new shots in here that I definitely want to talk about. The thing that we'll zero in on, though, is Maz Kanata and the voiceover. The dialogue is very, very interesting. And what Maz Kanata is saying to what I'm almost certain is Rey is very revealing, but again, without giving you the answer yet. So let's go ahead and play the audio from this 33-second TV spot that dropped this morning.
I have lived long enough to see the same eyes in different people. I see your eyes. I know your eyes. Follow me.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
My nerd world.
There are some poster-worthy shots in this teaser trailer. There are a couple. As a matter of fact, on my computer, I have the freeze. I have the TV spot frozen on a shot of the Millennium Falcon crashing through snowy pine trees, low to the ground. I mean, I'm looking at this image, and it is absolutely spectacular.
There's been an awakening. Have you felt it?
All right, so let's get into this. We'll start off shot by shot, and then I want to go in. I want to go back in and talk about this dialogue from Maz Kanata. There's an opening shot at the beginning of the trailer of the Millennium Falcon heading towards Maz Kanata's castle. We've seen the castle a couple of times now. We've seen them walking up to it in the other trailers with all the flags. We have seen in the behind-the-scenes Comic-Con footage of the stormtroopers, the First Order stormtroopers, in the explosion and the rubble. In the other full trailer, you see the X-Wing fighters and TIE fighters fighting over a body of water with a burned Maz Kanata's castle in the background, and Kylo Ren's ship is back there. But you get a good distant shot of what the castle actually looks like in its entirety before it gets blown to bits. It looks a lot like some of the concept art that was leaked early on. You get a new shot of Han Solo standing in the snow on Starkiller Base, and again, it really does evoke Hoth, and Harrison Ford looks just absolutely spectacular, and they're showing a lot of Harrison Ford. I think it's pretty clear that this is his. In terms of the old trilogy, original trilogy characters, this is Han's movie, which directly relates to a lack of Luke in everything, and Luke not being in this movie very much, and him being reserved for Episode 3. I don't think there's any mistake, and I'm going to avoid the direct spoiler, but still provide spoilers here. Look, Han is going to be the motivating factor moving forward, and I think the driving factor behind the protagonists of this film as we move forward in this saga, based off of what happens in this movie. There is a shot that was actually shown in some of the teaser trailers for the full trailer before Monday Night Football. The one specifically was there was the Instagram teaser, the 15-second one that came out months ago. There was a shot of Rey looking up in a forest with BB-8 behind her. Then we got the entirety of that shot where she looks up on the planet where Maz Kanata's castle is, and she sees all the First Order troops, the spaceships landing, the First Order landers and starfighters up in the sky. It looks awesome. So you get that shot in the trailer. You get a quick shot of Rey with her staff battling a thug on Jakku. You get a really quick, amazing new shot of TIE fighters over what, again, looks to be Starkiller Base, close to the ground. Looks like something lifted from the Death Star battles, whether it was from A New Hope or Return of the Jedi. Explosions going off, low-flying X-Wing fighters going through explosions and smoke, and you get another quick shot of Poe in the cockpit of the X-Wing fighter, and it seems like his helmet doesn't fit right. Every single shot I've seen of him, his helmet's like crooked. Then you get a shot of Rey firing her gun at Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren deflecting the blasts. And again, these are all really quick, really quick shots. It's the final two shots, though, that are utterly amazing. There is a quick shot of Rey in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, basically throwing the power down. She's got the lever and just throttling, looking like she's throttling up the Millennium Falcon. And this is right before you see the shot of the Millennium Falcon crashing through a bunch of snowy trees on what we believe is Starkiller Base. And my understanding, and again, spoiler alert here, is that at some point in the movie, when they get to Starkiller Base, they have to lead sort of a ground mission on Starkiller Base to stop Starkiller Base, much like what happened in Return of the Jedi. While the Resistance forces bring in their ships to battle the First Order, there has to be a small crew that goes on to Starkiller Base, and the only way that they can get in is coming in basically under the, whatever the Star Wars version of radar is. And this is where you get the Millennium Falcon almost having to come in full speed, crashing to Earth to sneak onto Starkiller Base. And that's what this shot here is at the end of this spot. Now, let's get into some of the meat, because this stuff's good. Let me play you, and we'll stop and start here and run through the audio of Maz Kanata and her dialogue. What I like about this is that this is the first doing that thing with my fingers sort of fairy tale vibe that I've gotten from anything that's been released for The Force Awakens. This is the way that she is speaking and the words that she is using. This is where the fantasy part of this has really got me excited, because it doesn't remind me of Yoda directly. It reminds me of Yoda in spirit, meaning here is your other new sequel trilogy guide, philosopher, who speaks differently, who is full of wisdom and insight. That's who Maz Kanata represents. I mean, I think the understanding is that more than likely she is going to be this sequel trilogy Yoda, at least for this movie. And while not being a ripoff of Yoda, this is the vibe that you're getting from this character. But it's what she says that has my interest really piqued. So let's run through this again.
I have lived long enough to see the same eyes in different people.
Okay, so I have lived long enough to see the same eyes in different people, which is essentially a weird way of saying I've been here long enough to see generations of individuals. This is my interpretation, okay? What she's saying is, I've lived a long time, and I've seen a lot of families. I've seen a lot of fathers and daughters and mothers and sons. I've lived long enough to see the same eyes in different people. I've seen many generations of people, okay? So, she's been around a long, long time. And she's seen a lot of different people and watched a lot of generations of families. All right, let's continue.
I see your eyes.
She's talking to Rey. Okay. Now, she could be talking to Finn, but I don't think that's the case. I'm 99% sure she's talking to Rey here, okay? I've seen your eyes.
I know your eyes.
Okay, I know your eyes. Now, this is where things get interesting to me. So let's run through, and I won't stop it. So now that we've kind of laid the groundwork, let's hear it again.
I have lived long enough to see the same eyes in different people. I see your eyes. I know your eyes.
Now, you start to add that into some of the other dialogue that we've heard, right? The end of the other trailer. Let's go here real quick. Let me see if I can't cue this up. Okay, so the end of the international trailer that we covered earlier this week, okay?
Hope is not lost today. It is found.
Now, I'm not sure if that's Maz Kanata, but you're beginning to see this overall picture. Now, that feels like something that was taken maybe from the end of the movie after something traumatic has happened. But the end of the original trailer, where it talks about the Force, okay, let it in, right? The Force, it's calling to you, let it in. Rey doesn't know who she is, right? Rey's on Jakku. And based off of what we know from the international teaser trailer that dropped earlier this week. Okay.
Who are you?
Here we go, there's Maz. I'm no one.
I'm no one.
Okay. Okay, so you go there. Let's do this. This will be fun. So, watch.
Who are you? I'm no one.
Okay, so let's assume this is all part of the same conversation.